Bitcoin price action hasn't been too exciting over the last week, but of course that has a lot to do with all of the tensions between Israel and Iran and the United States and everybody on the edge of their seat wondering what is going to happen next. Well, corporations, right? These are the guys, corporations are not guys, right? But to personify them, these are the guys with zero emotion, seemingly unlimited money, ability to borrow, ability to have access to unlimited funds. What are they doing? They're buying Bitcoin. They're investing in cryptocurrency. They continue to load up. So we're going to look at some of the headlines surrounding Bitcoin. The price action might not be there, but the demand has never been higher. Let's discuss it. If it sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay. Now, as you can see, Bitcoin's price sitting at $104,594 right now. Not as exciting, right? $104,700 live out on KCEX at the moment. But we're going to take a look at some of these headlines, okay? We're going to get to the bottom of the story. It says the blockchain group buys $20 million worth of Bitcoin. Now, guys, if they would have bought $20 million worth of Bitcoin 10 years ago, right, they'd probably have $20 billion worth of Bitcoin right now. If you come out from tech firms to coffee chains, corporate appetite for Bitcoin is at its highest. Everybody wants to buy Bitcoin. And it's amazing because everybody wants to buy Bitcoin, but sentiment is fearful right now. What do you mean? Sentiment is fearful, but everybody wants to get their hands on it. Guys, these corporations, right, they don't play by the same rules that retail investors do. They don't get emotional. They don't worry about where the next dollar is coming from. They borrow it if they need it. And that says right here, companies using debt to buy Bitcoin could hurt Bitcoin. Well, yes, it could, right, if they have to eventually liquidate because they don't pay down their debt, right? Clearly, anybody who's doing anything on debt or leverage and they don't go out there and pay it down is setting themselves up for failure. So, sure, man, let's look at every glass half empty, right? Dominant Chinese makers of Bitcoin mining machines now making these mining machines on U.S. soil thanks to those tariffs. And it goes on to say that researchers forecast Bitcoin at $4.3 million, essentially in the next 10 years, by 2036, citing institutional demand. Now, we know that institutional demand right now is the highest that it's ever been, and it's growing. Guys, $4.3 million per Bitcoin is very, very high, right? And sure, we may experience another bear market or 2 or 3 bear markets on the way to 2036. But if we reach $4.3 million Bitcoin, the ability for all of us to achieve financial freedom, you might not believe it, right? But over the course of the next 11 years, you could stack up one Bitcoin if you wanted to. You could go out there, you could budget, and you could buy a Bitcoin. Not today, doesn't have to be overnight, but 11 years, it is absolutely possible. And you would be stacking up a potential $4.3 million worth. So that's what I choose to do, right? I choose to accumulate, I choose to buy. Now, yes, I am buying Bitcoin, and I am doing so out on the KCEX exchange. So if you guys need a link for that, you got it down in the description below. But I'm also investing indirectly. And one of the tokens that I have been checking out recently is BTC Hyper. This is the very first layer 2 blockchain for Bitcoin. Now, we know how successful Solixy was in being able to reach $54 million in inflows. We have a chance and an opportunity to get in at the very early stages. Only $1.3 million raised in Bitcoin Hyper so far. Being the first layer 2 blockchain on Bitcoin, Bitcoin Hyper could revolutionize the utility for the Bitcoin network. Now, if you guys are interested in buying, you're going to click that link in the description, buy with crypto or buy with card, connect your wallet, you scan that QR code. I like to scan it with the best wallet on my phone. Of course, you guys can use any wallet you want. Type in how much you want, and those tokens are yours to claim on launch day. The layer 2 works by bridging over, validating transactions, with zero knowledge proofs. And then, of course, when you want to move back, you simply bridge back over to the Bitcoin Layer 1 blockchain. Now, the thing that I like, right, you've got DeFi operations like staking and decentralized exchanges. It's leveraging Solana's virtual machine for high throughput and scalability. but it's Bitcoin transactions with near instant finality. Now, right now, Bitcoin is expensive to move around. It's slow to move around. A layer 2 network brings utility. People can transact in Bitcoin if they would like. They can go out there and spend Bitcoin if they would like. Right now, Bitcoin is considered a store of value because it is very expensive to move and it is very slow to move. It's kind of like, gold is a nice store of value. But imagine taking your gold to the grocery store. Imagine, having to weigh that little gold coin that you have, and then, you bought $12 worth of candy at the grocery store. You got to shave off a couple filings of your gold coin. The cashier has to weigh it. I mean, it's an absolute hassle, right? Not to mention the fact that they would probably charge an additional fee for doing all of that, which makes it expensive. Therefore, it's a store of value. Has no utility in terms of spending. Bitcoin is in the same spot. This could revolutionize that. Bitcoin Hyper could change the game for Bitcoin. And if it does, that's simply going to increase demand for Bitcoin as well. So if you're interested in buying, you guys got links for everything down in the description. Let me know what you think about Bitcoin Hyper, the very first layer 2 blockchain for Bitcoin. And until the next time, hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.